Is this finally the week, after years of waiting, that the Pittsburgh Steelers pull this off? What's up, everybody? I'm Noah Strackbine. Thank you for jumping on to Steelers to Go, your daily to-go cup of Pittsburgh Steelers news and analysis. Find us on youtube.com/allsteelerstalk or anywhere you get your podcasts. I'm sitting in a hotel room in Indianapolis, Indiana, thinking about one thing: the last interview that I had before I headed out of Pittsburgh. That interview was with Steven Sims, and it was about a fun fact that isn't so fun when it comes to the Pittsburgh Steelers. This team has not had a kick return for a touchdown since 2017 when Juju Smith-Schuster took one to the house. The last time they had a punt return for a touchdown, 2019 via Deontay Johnson. When I told that to Steven Sims, his eyes popped, he looked me dead in the face, and he said, damn. And then he started talking about whether or not this is the time that he's on the verge of breaking one. Is this going to be the time that he could pull it off? I kind of believe that he could. And I think that his words speak a little bit more than what I have to say about why I'm so confident in that.
Ran across a weird fun fact yesterday that this team hasn't taken a special teams return for a touchdown since 2017.
Damn.
Yeah. You were the closest one, actually, with that, what was it, 89-yard run or whatever?
That's crazy.
Yeah. You get that urge that you're on the verge there?
Yeah, I definitely feel it like it's any week. You know, I feel that way every week. Every return that I'm capable of taking it back. But we're close. We so close. We trip up here, a little piece of a guy here, just grabbing me or getting off a block last second and slowing me down. It's just we right there. It's so close, but we're gonna pop one. It's coming.
Is that like a team thing? Like, you guys like feel like you're just that meshed together.
Yeah,
whole group?
we definitely. Danny talk about it all the time as we're a great unit in the special team room, and we can change the game in our room. Without the offense and the defense, like as far as punt block, everything they got to do, kickoff return, punt return, like we can make plays in those areas to help the team win the game. And Danny knows that, he believes that, and we believe that. So we know we're real close, and we're definitely trying to get in that end zone.
Yeah, no doubt. You got one, right? You got one punt return for a touchdown?
I have a kick return, 2019.
Yeah.
2019.
What in the moment? You know what I mean? Like when you like when does it hit? Like let's go to the house.
I guess it's like once I get to the kicker, once you're up on the kicker, it's like, all right, they're really in trouble, and now it's a foot race. And really, when I got through the lane, like kind of how I got through on the kick return here, once I got through, I always feel like, oh, I'm gone.
Yeah.
But at that point, it was literally just me and the kicker, so I was like, oh, I'm gone. He's not catching me. And like that year, a couple weeks before that, the one that I actually returned, I got caught at like the 5.
Oh.
So I could so I was in my head like I can't get caught. I was running like 21 on that one. I remember.
See, there's a bit of a difference here, okay? I think a lot of people look at return guys and say, I want them to be electric. Electric is good. The ability to score is different. And I think that Steven Sims separates himself from a lot of other players, especially those that have come through Pittsburgh, because he always has the ability to score. You watched Ray McCloud, and Ray McCloud was electric. And nothing against Ray McCloud. I liked Ray. I thought he was a good person. I thought he was a good football player. With Steven, whenever he touches the football, you get the verge, or you get the sense or the urge that this could go to the house, whether it's on an end around, a pass catch, a kick return, a punt return. You just get the feeling that this is it. I don't know why, and it's different. You look at a lot of kick returners and you say that at any point they can score. But I think Steven Sims has a plan. You know what I mean? He sees the field. He's not just, I'm just going to run, and at some point I'm going to find a hole. He sees it before it happens, and I think that's the biggest thing. When I talked to him after he took his 89-yard burst against Tampa Bay, I believe, he told me that the play was designed to one side, But as soon as he caught the football, he saw it open up a different way, and immediately his mind said, I have to go the other way. That takes a lot in a return man to say, I have to improvise here and I have to do this because this is going to give me the best effort to score, instead of just, I have to follow the coaches and we'll see what we can get here. I think a lot of guys are content with 30-yard returns, which is a good return. But I think Steven Sims' mindset is, I want to change the game. That's the difference. He's the closest the Steelers have been on an 89-yard boot that he pretty much pulled his hamstring on and got run down by Tampa Bay's fastest guy. So you could only imagine that he was on the verge. And then I talked to Marcus Allen, and Marcus Allen said, this guy is special. And this unit is special. And I think that's the second part here. Is, yeah, people bag on the Steelers special teams units from time to time, and sometimes rightfully so. But this year, it just seems different. It seems like they have their squad. They have Derek Watt. They have Miles Killebrew. They have Miles Boykin. They have Benny Snell. They have Marcus Allen. They have these guys that are just true special teamers. They have a special teams unit full of special teams aces, and that doesn't happen often. When you put all that together and then you put a return man back there that has the ability to take one to the house, that has that vision and isn't really afraid to do anything as long as he's going to score, it just creates a deadly unit. So here's the other question. Can they do it against Indianapolis? And I think the answer is yes. I think if I started this podcast, and that was my thought, when I started this, my first thought, or when I woke up this morning, my first thought was, all right, let's knock this out and let's do things to watch. What are we looking forward to in Indianapolis when we hit Lucas Oil Stadium tonight? And then I sat down and I started thinking, you want to know what I think's going to happen? I think Steven Sims is going to take one to the house, because that's what I told him before I left Pittsburgh. I said, yo, when this happens, I'm going to bump this article and I'm going to bump this podcast. And I'm going to let everybody know that you called your shot. And I think that's the only thing I'm looking forward to, because you could look on both sides of the ball here. You could say, yeah, well, Kenny Pickett has a real opportunity to take advantage, but he's got to watch out for Stephon Gilmore. Matt Ryan should have retired last year. The dude's washed up, and it's crazy on how drastic he fell, but the guy's done. The Colts offensive line is atrocious, and Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt should eat on Monday Night Football. This should be a Najee Harris game, and I can't believe that they didn't call up Anthony McFarland. That doesn't make any sense to me. We can talk about all these things, but the most exciting play of the game, I believe, is gonna be Steven Sims. I just really, really believe it's going to be Steven Sims. And maybe I'll be wrong. And, you know, just like everything else, I was watching the Eagles game last night, and I walked away $3 shorter than I started it, because I'm not always right. None of us are. But somebody gave me advice one time when it came to sports gambling, actually. And he said, go with what you know. Put your faith in what you know. What I know is that Steven Sims is a dog. What I know is that every time I talk to him, I feel more and more confident about his abilities. What I know is that he's already on the verge, and that the entire unit feels so confident in themselves that I haven't seen this level of confidence in years. In my 4 years in Pittsburgh, I've never seen a group this confident. So I just feel like if I'm going to go with what I know, if I'm going to put my chips in a place that I feel confident in, we could sit here and talk about how Najee Harris shouldn't run the ball 40 times tonight, but he probably will. And now if I had to put a bet on an over-under with whatever amount of sacks any network or company is going to give TJ Watt or Alex Highsmith, I'm taking the over. But I'm going to make a wild bet, and I'm going to say Steven Sims takes one to the house. And he ends a very long drought of Pittsburgh Steelers special teams units that just can't find the end zone. That's what I'm going to put my money on tonight. And I'm feeling real good about it.